It was during COVID time, who did not have food and at that time needed some sort of help. So we work in Kolar district of Karnataka, which is adjacent to Bangalore. At that time, we were looking at creating, working with raw materials which are available locally in rural communities.
Welcome to Dil Se Duniya Tak, where we don't just explore stories that inspire but heal. Today's conversation is one that speaks directly to the heart. We are joined by Naveen Thomas, the force behind Pipal Leaf, an initiative that supports women and children from vulnerable communities, helping them build their lives through skill, dignity, and craft. What started as an act of empathy has grown into a movement, one that proves creativity can truly transform lives. Let's welcome Naveen. Hi Naveen, how are you today?
Hi, Pujita. Good to see you.
To see you too. I'm very excited to know more about you, and let's begin. Take us back to where it all began. What moved you to start working with children and women in vulnerable situations? Was there a defining moment you knew that this is what I'm meant to do?
So it was during COVID time, and rural communities, many of them were women who, at that time there was a lot of restriction on travel, and
Right.
so we were helping with relief work for families who did not have food and at that time needed some sort of help. So once that immediate need was over, many of the factories had shut down, especially garment factories, and a lot of livelihood opportunities had closed, which women were accessing. So at that time, we were looking at creating, working with raw materials which are available locally in rural communities. So we work in Kolar district of Karnataka, which is adjacent to Bangalore.
Okay.
There we found that clay is available in abundance, and
Right.
also and women had experience of working with clay. There are a lot of brick kilns and factories in that area. So then we started working with this product called Kattus, where we created miniature terracotta bricks.
Okay.
Now the idea was, how do we make play and free play available to children in the communities. Yeah, so we wanted to create things which children could do themselves. They could figure out how to create toys for themselves. So we experimented a lot with this, and we came up with this miniature bricks, which could pretty much be stacked and built together to to express their ideas, interest, or their own perspectives of things. So it gave children a language through play to actually express themselves.
Their creativity and what they envision, right? That's such a lovely.
Yeah. So this was a very through play we could help children to do this. Also, when they learn something, writing is one way you can express yourself.
Very true.
Also through how do you express yourself, say, through a 3D model? Because some children are very good with making things with their hands and expressing themselves. So unfortunately, schools, the only way they recognize expression is mostly through writing.
That's very
so this gives children a new language, a way to express what they've been learning, their own thoughts and ideas. So this is something that we built, and we were very excited because we saw the change that's happening with children. They were coming out with things that they wanted to share with the world, and also for the women who are making it, these are young women from the community, and when they began making toys which their own children could use, that was also another level of connection in the community that we built.
Very true.
So at that time, we started this in one village called Sonapanatti. And then the other panchayats around that area approached us and said, they said, women in our communities also don't have work. Can you come and train them to do this? So this was when we expanded the work. And at one point of time, there were like 120 women making these bricks.
Lovely.
These terracotta bricks, which we call Kattus. So the
Tattoos.
word tattoos is a Kannada word which tattu means to build or to bind.
Ah,
And it gave children, it was building communities, it was bonding, creating that sort of bond. And it also, helped them to build on their ideas, and so
very
it
true.
worked in different ways. And so that's how we gave the name.
Because it was super accessible also, right, for these kids. Maybe
Yes,
they don't get to access a lot of things, as you said, they were
correct.
in villages. Not a lot of people get to experience the city life. So this is a way
Yes,
of expressing their feelings, what they thought, and innovation is like it grows from there.
yeah.
Oh, amazing. So the name People Leaf also feels very and deeply symbolic, right? So what does it represent to you personally?
So people leaf, I mean, it has the traditional, people coming and playing under the people leaf. It has the whole socio-religious connotation, which is considered a holy sort of tree. And so people leaf is also an acronym. It stands for Partners in Play and Learning, linking education, art, and fun. So
Oh my God. Wow.
PIPALLEAF. Because uh, you know when a lot of learning happens through play,
Very
when
true.
there's play, when children are allowed to play, or for that matter anybody is allowed to play, to explore, a lot of learning happens. So we wanted to be that partner in this whole thing by giving them tools, resources, creating, we say, time to play, space to play, and some materials to play with. So, and linking education, art, and fun. Because when you're having fun, you're learning. But typically, what happens is, because of the stress of school and exams, and the whole joy
Yes.
of learning is taken away. And when you're in a
Very
state of fear, you're in a fight or flight mode. So learning doesn't happen when you're in a fight or flight mode. It's just responding, reacting to that situation. But learning happens when you're relaxed, when you're having fun.
very
So
true. Very true. That's
that's
a
the
wonderful concept. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And children naturally relate to this idea, and we as adults sometimes have to unlearn and you know
Very true.
relearn how to do this.
I think these days people are realizing that they can have fun also, right? Even when they're adults. I think this would be a great outlet for a lot of adults in a lot of high stress situations because you just have to let loose. There are no rules with this,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's going to be a very fun outlet for a lot of people, is what I'm
Yes.
seeing.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, what kind of handmade products do your artisans create and what makes them very special?
So we started with these bricks because one is it allows women in the community who don't have any experience in uh, handcrafting products to begin making this,
Right,
because it's pretty straightforward. And so the entry barrier for anybody who wants to get into handcrafting work is very low with these bricks.
right,
While we can ensure the quality, we can ensure the sort of finish that we want.
right,
So that is so the bricks or miniature beads, terracotta beads. These are simple things that we start off with, but then depending on their interest, aptitude, abilities, they take it to different levels. We have people who have excelled at the wheel, pottery wheel. We have people who have excelled at making things with their hands, which are sold in these high-end marketplaces.
right,
Uh, so through the NGO headstrings, we train young women who come from vulnerable contexts. Many of them who've been abused, neglected, trafficked, and we support, and they've been in shelter homes. So we train them on handcrafting skills because it's not just a livelihood means, though it is an important part. It allows them to stand on their own feet, but it's also therapeutic in its own way,
very true.
working with your hands, working with clay. And so it brings them to a level where they are confident in their skills, where they are also able to, with the community, integrate into the community very seamlessly, and also become change makers themselves, because
Amazing.
they have experienced a sort of disadvantage, and
Very
through
true.
this they have experienced transformation in their own lives, and then they go forward and help others in a similar situation.
I think what
So
you're also creating is a sense of belonging for a lot of these women.
correct,
Right?
correct.
Yeah, I think that is your major theme. Yeah.
A sense of belonging, a sense of community, which cares for each other, and also if you look at the materials that we choose, these are natural materials, because today typically a lot of play, where do you find access to natural
Right.
materials? So this is bringing natural materials in a form which is available for children or anybody in urban spaces. You can play at it, play with this in the confines of your home. And it also brings community together when you play, grandparents, parents, children building together, making stuff, reimagining what you could do with those things. It also, family time and, the bonding that we really need today. It helps with that.
I think kids these days, even adults, are losing touch with a lot of things they grew up with. I think this is a very nice way of introducing, as you said, the sense of community, a sense of bonding. And it's like, as we discussed, there's no rules, right? So you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
So just very fun, something everybody can do.
Yes.
Lovely. Is there a story or moment that stays with you? Perhaps a life that changed through your initiative, something that just you just think upon on the hard days and realize this is what I'm doing and why.
So when we started working, for women, especially in rural areas, mud and clay and things so that they grow around with, and it's not seen as something that's valuable or that you can make something so innovative out of it. So when we started, the women would tell us later that the people in the village would laugh at them, that they're working with mud and making these little bricks, and they're like, you're playing like children there, and what are you doing wasting your time? But they said, once it began and people began appreciating it and people began talking about it and using it, the very same people began to come to the center and saying, teach us what you're doing, and we also want to know. And
Right.
yeah, so for the even for the people who are working on it, that sense of recognition that I'm doing something valuable, I'm contributing
Yes.
something, people are coming to us to learn from this, is a very a unique thing in their lives, because from being, now they are providers of knowledge and they're earning income, providing for their families, for their children, many of the dreams which they didn't have because they couldn't go to work, because many of these places transportation is difficult. It's, so mobility is a huge issue. So for these women, it's mobility, not just literally in terms of being able to go to work, but also metaphorically, in terms of their own mobility in life, being able to come as a group, set up their own sort of unit, work together, become
Yes.
owners of their own businesses through self-help groups. So it's an all-round change, a holistic sort of development.
Very true. It's a sense of freedom you get only when you're earning for yourself. And and humans, are social creatures. They do thrive on validation, and encouragement goes a long way. Right. So that sense of this thing just I think encourages them to do better and better with time.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. What's next for People Leaf? Any new programs or collaborations you're excited about?
Yeah. So, this whole concept of play and learning,
Yes.
uh, uh, it it needs to be more, what do you say, accessible to people. And today, people are scared AI is taking away jobs and all that. But human creativity is boundless. It's
Very true.
uh, so how do we create spaces where and play comes naturally to children? So, without fear, how can we use tools for learning through play and explore further? That is something that we are thinking at People Leaf. And how do we? So, what does it take as things change, a lot of things are digital. Uh, uh, so how do we integrate this sort of earthy, natural with this digital world? How can we bring it together? And there are a whole lot of open source, tools and programs which are available where people can design things online, like Tinkercad, and a lot of tools are available where, children can learn coding skills and
Yes,
things
yes,
for digitally. They can try it out digitally and come and make it in the physical world with these things.
yes, right, right.
So it sort of integrates the digital and the analog world very seamlessly through play.
Amazing. So I would want to do a little fun get to know your questions. Just no thinking, just feeling.
Acha. Okay.
What do you prefer more, handmade or machine made?
Handmade. Any day.
Obviously. Heart or head when making decisions?
Uh, 80 heart, 20.
If People Leaf was a song, what would it sound like?
Each day it would have its own tune.
Amazing.
Partly because I can't remember the previous day's tune, so each day would be very different.
That sounds very cute. What's one team your team uses to describe you and your work?
One
Word your team
word.
uses. Yeah.
Dreamer.
Team, your team.
Yeah. Dreamer.
Dreamer. Wow.
Dreamer. Yeah.
And you are somebody who makes those dreams come true. What is your tea time brain? Do you prefer tea time brainstorming or midnight inspirations?
Bathroom inspirations.
You're just like my Didi. She takes a shower and she's like, Poojo, these thoughts have just come to my head while I was showering. I was like, yeah, perfect time. Which superpower do you wish all your artisans had?
Yeah, I think like vision to see how their product is getting used and reused, and that is something, especially when you're in the villages and you can't see it, but that is what brings fulfillment.
Very true.
So if they could see through time and if they could see through space how people were using their things, it would really give them more encouragement, and it would also give them spark of ideas. Right now we are like these, in between them and the work, trying to connect both worlds. But if that was there, it would make it much more powerful, our work.
Amazing. What is one handmade item you can't stop gifting people?
That was books.
I would want to be gifted that by you for sure.
Yes.
The weirdest or most unexpected place inspiration has struck you? Oh, you answered this. What's tougher to convince? Donors, customers, or artisans?
Artisans are the easiest because for them it comes very naturally. Yeah. Customers, again, for those who value natural products, who value creativity, they just love it. We have had children in exhibitions and all, they'll come try out the bricks that we keep for experiment. They come, they go see something, they'll come back and try again and make something. And their parents have to like literally pull them
Drag
out of
them away.
say, let's go back. So for those who are in that sort of play space, it's like a magnet they like. So customers who like this sort of products, it's again, we don't have to do any convincing.
Very easy.
Very easy. Well, donors, as a non-profit, there's a lot of work that we have to do because in the mainstream, the idea of play is very undervalued. It's like, why play? It's like a pastime. But when to get people to understand that play equal to learning, it's not play after learning, but play is learning. It takes a little bit of time. But in our experience, we've also had donors who sort of seen this over 18 years, grown with us, then they understand the value implicitly now.
Lovely. Wonderful. What's your go-to stress buster when a project goes off track? Is it cartoons?
um, I think food.
Fair. That's like my go-to thing as well.
Yes.
I stress eat a lot.
Yeah. The chart maybe.
Oh, love that. Love that. If you could send one message from your Dil to the Dunya, especially to people who are watching who want to make a difference, what would you say?
Uh, you know, word is play.
Right.
Play can teach. It frees your mind because you have no agenda. You're in your zone. In play theory, we call it the magic circle. And in magic, when you're in the magic circle of play, magic really happens because your brain makes connections which you would never make otherwise.
Very true.
And you also get that confidence because in a magical world you can do anything. You asked me the question, if you had a superpower, you can have superpowers. It sort of energizes you. It gives you a perspective. It gives you a vision. And then you come out into the real world. You've already done it once through the play.
Yes.
So then when you come out, it's just a matter of translating that into reality.
Love that. Love that. There is no competition in creativity. Never.
There's no competition. Yeah. You see an idea you like, you take it, you do it, you do the same thing, and then you build on it.
Yes.
Then the person who made the first idea looks at your idea and says, let me build on that. So you don't see others as competition. You see others as a collaborator in that play.
Right.
It's a safe space. It's a magical space. It's a growth space. And you put all this together, it's a spiritual space, where your true self, and you're not hiding behind masks and barriers.
Yes. My God, that is such a lovely. I just love that so much. I would definitely want to experience a space for myself where I can access my childhood self, who was like very nervous about competition, sports, and stuff, and then just go free.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Naveen. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your heart with us today. Pipal Leaf reminds us that empowerment isn't charity, it's courage, it's compassion, and it's continuity. From every stitch to every story, you're proving that dignity can be handcrafted. To everyone watching, if you've ever wondered how one idea can change lives, this conversation is your answer. I'm very happy to have hosted Naveen today and gotten a lot of insights. I love that. Do you have any ending words?
So we are very excited about our collaboration with Baksa Tales.
Love that.
We've been very local, very focused on, especially the artisan part of this and the creativity in the whole product thing. But we also realize to take it out into the world, we need people who are better at it than us. As they say, always surround yourself with people who are better than you. So
People you grow with, not better.
So that's why we are very excited about Baksa Tales, and we think
I'm very excited as well.
together we can give access to this to many, many more people around us.
Thank you so much. I would hope to connect with you soon, and we'll link everything in the description box below. Please reach out to Naveen, and yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you, Pujita.